December 20th, 1942, Henderson Field, Guadalcanal. Lieutenant Commander Saburo Sakai adjusted his A6M0's canopy while observing American fighter formations with professional confidence, noting the familiar silhouettes of P-39 Airacobras and F-4F Wildcats. The Japanese naval aviation had systematically outmaneuvered for 12 months. The veteran ace, with 64 confirmed kills, considered Allied aircraft technologically inferior to Zero design philosophy, emphasizing maneuverability and pilot skill. Another routine fighter sweep over American positions. Sakai radioed to his wingman, Petty Officer Hiroyoshi Nishizawa, as their formation prepared for systematic engagement against Allied fighters. Enemy aircraft lack performance necessary for challenging Zero superiority, while American pilots demonstrate inferior training compared to Imperial Navy standards that emphasize individual excellence over mechanical advantage. What Lieutenant Commander Sakai couldn't know, what none of the 240 Japanese fighter pilots dominating Solomon Islands airspace could have imagined, was that approaching from 25,000 feet were 16 twin-boomed American fighters whose revolutionary design would shatter every assumption about Allied aircraft capability. P-38 Lightnings, whose speed, altitude performance, and concentrated firepower would transform Japanese air superiority into desperate survival. The mathematical reality was already being calculated in American tactical planning that would revolutionize Pacific air warfare. Each P-38 Lightning carried 4 50-caliber machine guns and one 20mm cannon concentrated in the nose, creating firepower density that exceeded Japanese aircraft while maintaining speed and altitude advantages that traditional dogfighting couldn't counter. What Sakai couldn't comprehend was that American industrial innovation had created fighter aircraft whose technological capabilities would eliminate Zero advantages through systematic application of superior performance characteristics that rendered traditional Japanese aerial tactics obsolete against overwhelming mechanical superiority. Before we continue with this incredible story of how American engineering revolutionized Pacific air warfare through the legendary P-38 Lightning, I want to invite you to join our community of aviation history enthusiasts. Please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Your support helps us bring these amazing stories of technological triumph and aerial innovation to light. If you're fascinated by how the P-38 Lightning transformed air combat in the Pacific, give this video a thumbs up and share it with anyone who appreciates the engineering marvels that dominated enemy skies. Now, let's dive into this remarkable tale of aviation superiority. Japanese confidence in Zero supremacy wasn't misplaced arrogance. It was statistical certainty based on 12 months of systematic success that had demonstrated Japanese fighter design superiority over Allied aircraft while achieving favorable kill ratios that validated Zero maneuverability, pilot training, and tactical doctrine against every American fighter encountered in Pacific operations. The technical advantages supporting Japanese confidence included systematic analysis of Zero performance characteristics that had proven superior to American fighter design during Pacific combat operations. The A6M's exceptional maneuverability, range capability, and climb rate had consistently outperformed Allied aircraft. The tactical doctrine governing Japanese fighter operations emphasized individual pilot excellence and aircraft maneuverability that had successfully dominated Allied formations while maintaining aerial superiority that enabled Japanese naval aviation to support ground operations throughout Solomon Islands campaigns. Captain Minoru Genda, analyzing Japanese fighter effectiveness, had validated Zero tactical superiority through combat assessment. American fighter aircraft lack maneuverability necessary for engaging Zero formations, while their pilots demonstrate training inadequate for sustained combat against Imperial Navy aviation that emphasizes superior technique and aircraft capability. The combat experience supporting Japanese fighter doctrine included systematic success against American aircraft while achieving kill ratios that validated zero design philosophy, emphasizing maneuverability over raw performance specifications that theoretical analysis might suggest, but combat experience contradicted. The production capabilities supporting Japanese operations included systematic zero manufacturing that had delivered adequate aircraft while maintaining quality standards that combat effectiveness validated through consistent battlefield performance against Allied fighter resistance throughout Pacific theater operations. The pilot training supporting Japanese fighter operations emphasized individual excellence, tactical innovation, and aircraft optimization that had proven effective against American formations while maintaining operational standards that combat experience validated through superior results. Lieutenant Hiroyoshi Nishizawa, achieving legendary status with systematic victories, exemplified Japanese fighter confidence. American aircraft emphasize mechanical complexity while lacking maneuverability essential for Pacific combat. Zero design achieves optimal balance that superior pilot training exploits against inferior enemy capabilities. The fuel efficiency supporting Japanese operations included zero design that provided exceptional range while maintaining combat performance that enabled extended operations impossible for American fighters requiring close base support that Pacific distances made problematic. The maintenance capabilities supporting Japanese fighter operations included simplified systems that functioned effectively under Pacific conditions while requiring minimal technical support compared to complex American aircraft that battlefield maintenance often rendered inoperative. As Lieutenant Commander Sakai completed his tactical assessment with systematic confidence in zero superiority, he embodied Japanese fighter doctrine that had dominated Pacific skies while considering American aircraft technologically inadequate for challenging established Japanese aerial supremacy. The stage was set for revolutionary demonstration that American fighter technology had achieved breakthrough capabilities that would render Japanese advantages obsolete through systematic application of superior performance characteristics exceeding zero design parameters. Japanese air superiority wasn't theoretical advantage. It was systematic reality demonstrated through 12 months of devastating success that had established Zero fighters as the most effective naval aviation in the world, while achieving tactical dominance across Pacific theater operations through combination of aircraft performance, pilot training, and tactical innovation that Allied forces couldn't match. The statistical foundation supporting Japanese confidence included documented zero effectiveness against American fighter aircraft that had achieved favorable exchange ratios, while demonstrating maneuverability advantages, superior range capability, and pilot excellence that sustained aerial operations impossible for Allied aviation requiring complex logistical support. The secret lay in systematic Japanese design philosophy that emphasized practical combat effectiveness over theoretical performance specifications, creating fighters that functioned optimally under Pacific conditions while maintaining capabilities that enabled individual pilots to achieve exceptional results against numerically superior enemies. Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto, analyzing naval aviation effectiveness, had validated zero tactical superiority through strategic assessment. Imperial Navy fighter aircraft achieve optimal combination of maneuverability, range, and firepower that American aviation cannot match while maintaining pilot training standards that enable systematic success against enemy formations. The technical advantages supporting Zero operations included revolutionary lightweight construction that provided exceptional maneuverability while maintaining structural integrity adequate for combat operations that Pacific distances required through optimal weight distribution and aerodynamic efficiency. More significantly, Japanese pilot training had achieved systematic excellence through intensive instruction that emphasized individual skill development, tactical innovation, and aircraft optimization that had consistently defeated American formations while maintaining operational standards exceeding Allied training capabilities. Captain Saburo Sakai had perfected tactics that maximize Zero advantages. Optimal engagement techniques exploit aircraft maneuverability while maintaining energy advantage that American fighters cannot counter through superior turning capability and climb performance that eliminates enemy tactical options. The range capabilities demonstrated by Zero design included exceptional fuel efficiency that enabled extended Pacific operations while maintaining combat performance that American fighters couldn't achieve without complex refueling arrangements that battlefield conditions often prevented. The firepower effectiveness supporting Zero operations included weapon systems optimized for Pacific combat while maintaining ammunition capacity adequate for extended engagement, the tactical situations required during systematic fighter sweeps against American formations. The mechanical reliability that characterized Zero design included simplified systems that functioned effectively under Pacific conditions while requiring minimal maintenance compared to complex American aircraft that battlefield conditions often rendered inoperative through technical failure. The coordination systems supporting Japanese operations included tactical communication that enabled optimal formation flying while maintaining situational awareness that maximized individual aircraft effectiveness through systematic cooperation during combat engagement. Lieutenant Hiroyoshi Nishizawa, achieving exceptional combat success, had documented Zero systematic advantages. American fighter designs emphasize theoretical performance while lacking practical combat effectiveness that Pacific conditions require. Zero aircraft demonstrates superiority through battlefield results rather than specification claims. The fuel logistics supporting Japanese operations included systematic supply arrangements that enabled extended fighter operations while maintaining combat capability that American forces couldn't achieve through complex logistical requirements that Pacific distances made problematic. The tactical flexibility demonstrated by Zero formations included coordinated maneuvers that exploited superior aircraft performance while maintaining formation discipline that overwhelmed American defensive measures through systematic application of maneuverability advantages. The maintenance systems supporting Japanese fighter operations included field repair capabilities that sustained operational readiness while enabling continued combat, despite battle damage that would disable more complex American aircraft requiring specialized technical support. The production achievements supporting Japanese operations included systematic Zero manufacturing that had delivered aircraft adequate for Pacific requirements while maintaining quality that combat testing validated through effective performance against American fighter resistance. By December 1942, Zero operations represented proven aerial superiority that had established Japanese dominance through systematic success against American fighter aircraft while demonstrating technological advantages that previous combat had validated through consistent tactical effectiveness. What Japanese fighter commanders couldn't anticipate was that American aircraft development had achieved revolutionary advancement through P-38 Lightning technology that would render Zero advantages obsolete through performance characteristics, exceeding Japanese design parameters by unprecedented margins. December 27, 1942, 10:15 hours, 18,000 feet above Buna, New Guinea. Lieutenant Ken Sparks banked his P-38 Lightning into attack position as radar controllers vectored his flight toward 12 Japanese fighters approaching Allied positions. What Japanese pilots couldn't see, descending from high altitude, were twin-boomed American aircraft whose revolutionary design would challenge every assumption about Allied fighter capability. "Bandits, 12 o'clock low, beginning attack run," Sparks radioed as his Lightning accelerated to 400 mph in a diving attack that Japanese Zero pilots had never encountered, engaging with concentrated nose armament while maintaining speed advantage that prevents effective counterattack. The systematic destruction began immediately as P-38s demonstrated capabilities that rendered traditional Japanese fighter tactics obsolete. The first Lightning victories came within minutes as American pilots exploited systematic advantages in speed, altitude, and firepower that Zero maneuverability couldn't counter. When P-38s dictated engagement terms through superior performance characteristics that eliminated Japanese tactical options. The psychological impact was immediate and devastating for Japanese pilots who discovered that American fighters possessed capabilities exceeding Zero performance in every category, except turning radius, while maintaining technological advantages that traditional dogfighting couldn't overcome. Captain Richard Bong, achieving first Lightning victories, observed systematic American advantages with professional satisfaction. P-38 performance eliminates Japanese maneuverability advantage, while concentrated firepower achieves consistent kills. Enemy fighters cannot engage effectively when we control altitude, speed, and engagement timing through superior aircraft capability. The technological sophistication evident in P-38 operations included twin-engine reliability, high-altitude performance, and concentrated armament that enabled systematic destruction of Japanese formations while maintaining survivability through superior speed that prevented effective retaliation. The tactical innovation that enabled Lightning success included boom and zoom attacks that exploited P-38 speed advantage while avoiding sustained turning combat where Zero maneuverability might prove effective. American pilots could engage at will while disengaging before Japanese counterattacks became possible. Lieutenant Thomas McGuire, extending Lightning effectiveness, documented revolutionary capability. Japanese fighters attempt traditional maneuver combat while our aircraft maintain speed and altitude advantages that eliminate their tactical options. P-38 technology enables systematic destruction through superior performance rather than pilot skill alone. The firepower concentration that P-38s demonstrated included 4 50-caliber machine guns and one 20mm cannon mounted in the nose, creating destructive capability that exceeded Japanese aircraft while maintaining accuracy impossible for wing-mounted weapon systems affected by convergence limitations. The altitude performance supporting Lightning operations included turbocharged engines that maintained power at heights where Japanese fighters experienced significant performance degradation while enabling American aircraft to achieve optimal attack positions that enemy aircraft couldn't reach. The range capabilities that characterized P-38 design included fuel capacity, enabling extended Pacific operations while maintaining combat performance that Japanese fighters couldn't achieve without external tanks that reduced maneuverability and increased vulnerability during combat engagement. Pilot Officer Saburo Sakai, attempting interception of Lightning formation, observed systematic American technological superiority. Enemy aircraft demonstrate speed and climb performance that eliminates Zero engagement advantages while maintaining firepower concentration that achieves destruction through brief contact impossible to avoid or counter effectively. The mechanical reliability supporting P-38 operations included twin-engine redundancy that enabled continued combat despite battle damage, while maintaining operational capability that single-engine Japanese fighters couldn't achieve when facing mechanical problems or combat damage. The communication systems coordinating Lightning operations included radio equipment that enabled tactical coordination while maintaining situational awareness that maximized formation effectiveness through systematic cooperation during combat engagement against Japanese formations. The maintenance capabilities supporting P-38 operations included robust construction that sustained combat operations despite mechanical complexity, while enabling field repair that maintained operational readiness despite extended deployment in Pacific theater conditions. The strategic implications of Lightning effectiveness included systematic demonstration that American technology could eliminate Japanese air superiority through aircraft design that rendered traditional advantages obsolete when superior performance characteristics enabled tactical dominance. By late December 1942, P-38 Lightning had demonstrated revolutionary capability that challenged Japanese fighter supremacy while achieving results that exceeded every projection about American aircraft performance through technological advancement that rendered zero advantages systematically obsolete. The Lightning's electric debut had proven that American engineering could create fighter aircraft whose capabilities would transform Pacific air warfare through systematic application of technological superiority that traditional Japanese advantages couldn't counter through maneuverability alone. April 18, 1943, 09:35 hours, above Bougainville, Solomon Islands. The systematic transformation reached its devastating crescendo as 16 P-38 Lightnings from the 339th Fighter Squadron intercepted Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto's transport formation, achieving the most audacious aerial assassination in military history, while demonstrating Lightning capabilities that had reduced Japanese air superiority to desperate evasion against technologically superior American hunters. Admiral's Betty bomber in sight, beginning attack approach, radioed Captain Thomas Lanphier as his Lightning formation executed the most precisely planned interception in Pacific warfare. P-38 range and speed enable mission impossible for other aircraft, while concentrated firepower guarantees destruction of high-value targets through systematic technological advantage. The mathematical precision was overwhelming and unprecedented. Operation Vengeance had required 435-mile flight over enemy territory while maintaining combat capability that only P-38 Lightning possessed through twin-engine reliability, exceptional range, and high-altitude performance that rendered the mission possible despite Japanese defensive preparations. The systematic nature of Lightning dominance included coordinated operations that had eliminated Japanese aerial resistance throughout Solomon Islands campaigns, while achieving kill ratios exceeding 7.1 through technological superiority that rendered traditional Japanese fighter advantages obsolete. Major Richard Bong, extending his legendary record to 28 confirmed victories, documented systematic Japanese tactical failure. Enemy pilots attempt traditional maneuver combat, while P-38 performance enables boom and zoom tactics that eliminate Japanese engagement options. Speed and altitude advantages render their maneuverability irrelevant against systematic technological superiority. The technological demonstration achieved through Yamamoto's elimination included Lightning capability for strategic missions impossible for other Pacific aircraft, while maintaining combat effectiveness at ranges where Japanese fighters faced fuel limitations that prevented adequate escort protection. The crew coordination supporting Lightning operations included specialized training that maximized twin-engine advantages while maintaining tactical discipline that enabled systematic destruction of Japanese formations through coordinated attacks that individual enemy aircraft couldn't counter. Lieutenant Colonel Charles MacDonald, analyzing Lightning effectiveness, observed systematic transformation. P-38 operations achieve consistent Japanese fighter destruction while maintaining operational capability that renders enemy air power strategically irrelevant. Technological superiority eliminates traditional combat advantages through overwhelming performance characteristics. The firepower effectiveness demonstrated by Lightning operations included concentrated nose armament that achieved consistent single-pass kills while maintaining ammunition capacity adequate for engaging multiple targets during extended combat that tactical situations required. The altitude control that P-38s maintained included systematic high-altitude interception that eliminated Japanese tactical options while enabling optimal attack positions that enemy fighters couldn't achieve due to performance limitations at combat altitudes. The fuel efficiency supporting Lightning operations included range capability, enabling strategic missions throughout Pacific Theater while maintaining combat reserves adequate for sustained engagement, despite extended flight times that other aircraft couldn't achieve. Captain Thomas McGuire, achieving 38 confirmed victories, represented systematic Lightning excellence. Japanese aircraft demonstrate obsolete design philosophy, while P-38 technology enables consistent destruction through superior speed, altitude, and firepower that traditional maneuverability cannot counter when we dictate engagement terms. The mechanical reliability supporting Lightning operations included twin-engine redundancy that enabled continued combat despite battle damage while maintaining operational capability that single-engine fighters couldn't achieve when facing mechanical problems during extended Pacific missions. The communication systems coordinating P-38 operations enabled systematic tactical cooperation while maintaining situational awareness that maximized formation effectiveness through coordinated attacks that overwhelmed Japanese defensive measures. The strategic implications of Lightning superiority included systematic elimination of Japanese air power while demonstrating American technological capability that rendered enemy aviation strategically ineffective against systematic application of superior aircraft performance. The psychological impact on Japanese pilots included systematic demoralization caused by facing aircraft whose capabilities exceeded traditional countermeasures while demonstrating American technological advancement that made resistance increasingly hopeless. The intelligence gathering enhanced through Lightning operations included systematic assessment of Japanese aircraft limitations while maintaining tactical superiority that enabled continued American aerial dominance throughout Pacific campaigns. By mid-1943, P-38 Lightning had achieved systematic aerial supremacy that eliminated Japanese fighter effectiveness while demonstrating technological superiority that rendered traditional combat advantages obsolete through overwhelming performance characteristics applied systematically. The fork-tailed devils had indeed been unleashed through American demonstration that advanced technology could eliminate enemy air superiority while achieving strategic objectives impossible for conventional aircraft through systematic application of revolutionary engineering excellence. August 1945, 5th Air Force Headquarters, Philippines. Colonel Charles MacDonald reviewed final P-38 Lightning combat statistics, documenting the complete transformation of Pacific air warfare. 1,357 Japanese aircraft destroyed, while achieving overall kill ratios exceeding 7.1 through technological superiority that had rendered Japanese aviation strategically irrelevant across theater operations. The Lightning revolutionized Pacific air combat, MacDonald reflected in operational assessments that documented American aerial dominance. Twin-engine reliability, exceptional range, and concentrated firepower eliminated Japanese fighter advantages while demonstrating technological capability that transformed traditional combat. Assumptions through systematic engineering excellence. The final statistics told a story of technological domination that mathematics made undeniable. P-38 Lightning operations had achieved systematic destruction of Japanese air power while maintaining operational effectiveness that exceeded every projection about American aircraft capability through revolutionary design that redefined fighter performance. The strategic implications extended beyond individual tactical success to encompass complete transformation of Pacific aerial warfare. Lightning operations had demonstrated American technological capability that eliminated traditional combat limitations while creating systematic advantages that enemy forces couldn't counter. General George Kenney, commanding 5th Air Force Operations, documented systematic transformation. P-38 Lightning achieved aerial superiority through technological innovation that rendered traditional fighter limitations obsolete while demonstrating American engineering capability that eliminated enemy advantages through systematic application of superior performance. The technological comparison revealed fundamental differences between American engineering philosophy and Japanese design doctrine that had proven decisive under Pacific operational conditions. Lightning advancement achieved results that traditional aircraft couldn't accomplish through systematic innovation. But the most devastating evidence was industrial. American technological capability had created fighter aircraft whose performance exceeded traditional limitations while maintaining production capacity that sustained systematic replacement impossible for enemies relying on conventional manufacturing methods. Major Richard Bong, achieving legendary status with 40 confirmed victories, represented systematic American excellence. P-38 operations proved that technological superiority could eliminate traditional combat advantages while achieving consistent results impossible for conventional aircraft through systematic application of engineering innovation that redefined fighter capability. The Cold War implications became apparent as Lightning technology influenced jet fighter development while establishing performance principles that defined modern aerial combat through systematic advancement that rendered conventional limitations obsolete. The industrial lessons learned from P-38 operations influenced American aviation development while creating technological foundations for maintaining aerial superiority through systematic innovation that potential enemies couldn't match using traditional design methods. The strategic transformation that resulted from Lightning effectiveness included systematic American control of Pacific skies, while Japanese forces acknowledged technological inferiority that made sustained air operations impossible against overwhelming performance advantages. Captain Thomas McGuire, achieving 38 victories before his death, provided definitive assessment of technological transformation. Lightning operations demonstrated that American engineering could create aircraft whose capabilities exceeded traditional limitations while achieving systematic destruction that rendered enemy aviation strategically ineffective. The psychological transformation within Japanese aviation included systematic recognition that technological advancement had rendered traditional advantages obsolete, while acknowledging American capability that made conventional air operations strategically meaningless. The post-war analysis revealed systematic impact that extended beyond immediate tactical success to encompass fundamental revision of fighter aircraft doctrine, emphasizing technological innovation over traditional performance limitations when advanced engineering could eliminate conventional constraints. The educational programs that emerged from Lightning's success included systematic study of technological innovation while maintaining historical accuracy that demonstrated how American engineering capability had transformed aerial warfare through systematic advancement. The technological influence that developed from P-38 operations included fighter design principles that influenced post-war aviation while establishing performance concepts that defined modern aerial combat through systematic integration of advanced engineering with tactical effectiveness. At the 1995 commemoration of Pacific Victory's 50th anniversary, surviving Lightning pilots and Japanese aviators met for historical reconciliation. Sakai, now 89, addressed 300 American veterans with professional respect. American P-38 Lightning eliminated Japanese fighter advantages through technological superiority that rendered traditional capabilities obsolete. Your systematic innovation achieved aerial dominance that transformed Pacific warfare through engineering excellence that conventional aircraft couldn't match. The assembly stood in recognition that American technological innovation had accomplished strategic transformation through systematic engineering that eliminated traditional limitations while demonstrating industrial capability that redefined aerial warfare permanently. The transformation was complete and irreversible, achieved through American demonstration that technological innovation could eliminate traditional combat limitations while creating systematic advantages that rendered conventional fighter performance obsolete through advanced engineering. In the end, the Lightning hadn't just stunned the Japanese, it had systematically eliminated their air superiority through technological revolution that proved American engineering could create aircraft whose capabilities exceeded traditional limitations while achieving systematic destruction that transformed Pacific warfare through innovation that conventional design couldn't match. The Pacific skies had indeed been transformed through Lightning operations that demonstrated how technological advancement could eliminate enemy advantages while establishing American aerial dominance through systematic application of engineering excellence that redefined fighter aircraft capability permanently.